Cascade Casino's You Are On Screen. Your look into the world of film and television. Brought to you by the Cascade Casino in Langley.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, we are very happy to have our next guest join us. They've just wrapped shooting on season 3, and I think they're on episode 5 in terms of the airing, but you will know the show Sanctuary. Ryan Robbins, Henry Foss, Christopher Heyerdahl plays John Druitt. Hey guys, how are you?
Hello.
Was that close? Are you on? Did 5's air now?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 6 airs on.
It's your big episode
Friday.
coming up.
Yeah, it's a very Henry-heavy episode on.
What happens in a Henry episode?
Money show.
The pants are just not stretchy enough to hold, but
They get shorter.
Henry gets to share.
It's an episode that focuses primarily on my character of Henry.
Thank you for that, Ryan.
It's good pullback.
You know, if they could do a 2-shot again, it looks like you brought your giant with you today, which is
He's like the little green sprout.
It's the same shot over here.
I know, it's the same over here, man. Same idea.
Do you want to come over here, Michael?
No,
Okay.
I'll be the bridge. I'll be his mini.
But Ryan, you can't tell us a lot about the episode, but a little bit.
I can't. You know, there's been a. It's interesting playing a character that's a werewolf and having to. We wanting to explore that a little bit more, and we get to explore, Henry's history and.
He thinks he's the only one, right? I mean, is that
I think the whole point is, we think that Henry is basically the only one of his kind.
But he's not.
That may or may not be the case.
Dun, dun, dun.
We will have to see.
The cool thing is, Anthem Visual Effects did an amazing job. We actually get to see a lot more of Henry as
Werewolfy.
How cool is that for you guys? I mean, because you shoot this, and for people that aren't sort of clear on, a lot of Sanctuary is shot on green screen, special cameras, everything else. What's it like when you see that final sort of product? You know, you as the werewolf and
a lot less silly than the first shot.
Yeah.
So he just goes, ooh! And then it just looks silly, but then you see the final
Well,
thing.
we have some awesome B-roll of you, Ryan, so maybe you can walk us through while we're looking. Oh, no, this is the green screen stuff. No, this is the cool stuff.
It shows him making the silly face.
Well, I don't. This doesn't feel silly at the time.
Well, you get spit on. There it is. There it is.
And he has an open mouth. It's
There
not
it
good.
is.
See?
So, Ryan, what was the stuff that they used that you got spat at you?
Yeah, well, apparently it's the same goo that they make McDonald's milkshakes out of before they add the color and
So if
flavor.
you're lactose intolerant, it's not a problem.
It's not. It's just some sort of edible chemical that was in my eye.
And Christopher, what's happening with your character?
Mr. Druitt.
Oh, Mr. Druitt. Yeah, well, he comes back for this year. We see him go back in time. We see back in the day, back in 1880s. And
Well, and
in
everybody
the early
in
20th
Sanctuary's
century.
got kind of special things going on.
He's got a long history.
You especially, I mean, your character has the ability to do a lot of stuff that other people don't.
Well, he tries to make up for the fact that he has no hair, I think, is basically.
Is that what
So
it
it's
is?
just-
Yeah.
He's angry?
Yeah, I think he does, because he used to have this wonderful, when you go back in time, he has this wonderful,
The
thick,
long,
black,
luxurious locks.
dark hair.
Yeah, so he's angry
So
now.
he's a little bit angry that he, after 120 years, he hasn't got any hair, and it's just kind of.
That's what happens when you become a master Zorder.
That's right.
Oh, what? Master what?
Master Zorder.
When Druitt
So that's-
teleports, we call it Zording.
Yeah.
Zorting.
Yeah.
He-
That's
it's
a
in the
Martin Wood
script.
quote.
Yeah. Zort.
What
That's to be
about
part of the dictionary. And Zort. It's kind of like when Robin Dunn comes into a room, he says dork.
Right.
So I get
Instead
the
of
Zort, which is
the door
cool.
cue becomes dork,
Yeah.
and then he gets Zort, which is funny because when we're shooting a scene and he's next to you, and then he leaves, and you have to act as as though he's just
Gone.
But
it's totally casual.
All you hear really loudly is and Zort.
And he's still there.
then-
you see me creeping. You
You gotta start
behind the
doing that in
camera.
real
Just very
life.
slowly saunters up.
Do you mess with people a little bit? I mean, when you have that opportunity, right, and it's right there, and Zort, you're supposed to disappear, but you're still in the scene. I mean, there is a possibility of messing with people's
It's
heads.
fun because if it's a tight shot, maybe the camera's just here, then you just
Disappear.
You can go high,
disappear into the nether
you can go
regions.
backwards, or you
Exactly.
can go low,
Yeah.
or you can do pretty much
Yeah.
anything you
And
want.
what about Bigfoot?
What about Bigfoot?
What's going on with Bigfoot? Anyone?
Yeah, anyone you want to talk about Bigfoot?
Bueller?
What's going on with Biggie?
You know him well.
Well,
Showing off mine.
what is going on with Biggie?
I think he's
We
just as
we didn't get any
Big
romantic
guy.
adventures
big
this
and
year.
hairy. I know we can't. Season 3 seems to be the year that Oh, I destroy you though. There's that.
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
see last week? There was a scene last week when he comes out and he's getting a little bit rangy. He hasn't taken his, his calming pills,
yeah.
and Biggie comes in and he just picks him up because he's starting to make that big face just before he gets the teeth come out, and he just picks him up, just pitches him against the wall. It throws him at about 12 feet and slams down. He goes.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Henry abuse this episode, this season, which has been great. That's been really fun.
Well, and that's sort of Henry's role sometimes too, right? I mean, he's the funny character, but everybody kind of, I don't know, picks on him is the right word, but
yes,
he's a victim of circumstance, I think.
And it's said like a true actor,
it starts
right?
with Damian Kindler when he's writing the short jokes, and then it moves on from there.
Then it goes from there.
And didn't Bigfoot make a reference to liking Vampire Marcus?
He
Wasn't this an internet
He
sensation?
said that was the only thing that he liked about the whole
Twilight
thing.
series.
Yeah, is that he just said, he looks at him with a very dry stare, and he just says, "Yeah, I like Marcus."
Well, and this brings us on to you guys have wrapped season 3. So what are you up to now?
Where are you going? What are you doing?
Oh, gee.
Hey,
You first or me? I'm just about to shoot the last 2 of the epic Twilight series, Breaking Dawn.
Very
How much
exciting.
information are you allowed to give? Are you allowed to say where you're going to shoot? Anything else?
Well, I haven't actually signed the contract yet, so I have to
Tell us everything.
So be gentle, as you say.
Or maybe I can say it all. It won't be a problem. We're heading down to Louisiana.
Nice.
And we'll be down there for a couple of months.
And then shooting some back here, too?
We're definitely coming back up to Vancouver and shooting here. We'll be here, I think, until the end of April. And
what is it like shooting on the Twilight? Like, does the paparazzi find out where you guys are? Because they're always after all the kids.
Well, exactly. They're after all the kids, so it's great. I just get to stand back and just watch.
You can photobomb in the background.
The mature
just be that
exactly.
guy.
I'll be the guy popping in.
Do it.
Yeah, I will.
And Ryan, what's going on with you this offseason? You guys finish. I mean, it always must be both a blessing and a curse, right? When you finish off doing, a full season of a show, because you have a little flexibility and you have a little bit of time, but you also have a little flexibility and a little bit of time as well. But you're off to. Are you shooting a movie? Is that what you're saying?
We're looking at. I might maybe shooting a movie in Toronto for a few weeks in December. I'm supposed to be going to Australia with Amanda Tapping to do an event over there.
And Two-Faced Chuck.
And also with Two-Faced Chuck.
What's it like traveling with Amanda to these different parts of the world, and the level of recognition that she gets in almost every country is kind of bizarre?
I'll tell you what's really funny. I was going to visit a friend in Point Roberts, of all places, and it's got its own border crossing, of course, which is quite small. And the guy stopped me and pulled me over, and he said, "Oh, you're from Sanctuary. I love that show. It's amazing." And there's a lineup, but we're chatting about things, which is fine. And then he just looks at me and he says, "So, do you think Amanda Tapping might be coming down this way anytime soon?" Do I think Amanda Tapping is coming to Point Roberts anytime soon?
Get right on that.
Let me call her up right now.
Let me just send her a text.
Let's get her
Most common question I
geolocated.
get asked: where's Fiona?
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, of course, you can watch Sanctuary at 9 o'clock Friday nights on Space. Don't miss it. Thanks so much, you guys.
Thanks,
you very much.
Do people ask you about me?
Never. Well, with a mustache, yes. Does he still have that thing? Right after this,
Oh, look,
we will
he's
have
shrinking.
the real the real mustache. Brother Jake will be here from Rock 101 right after this. Don't go away.
Movember all the time.
It's always Movember in his world. Don't tell me that you're shrinking.